Alright, so I have no idea what I'm going to be doing a reading on right now, but I'm gonna shuffle some cards and find out. Osho is kind of messed up. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to literally cut off these edges, and I'm going to go through all of these stories, think up new ones for each theme, and paint over. And that is what I'm going to do. No one can stop me. Yeah. So anyway, lots of interesting things happening these days. Interesting. Oh, I like how it's just set itself right up there for everyone to see. Okay. So this is a cup of tea, and this one has a very gross story actually. So in the Osho book, it's about this monk who really wants to get to a state of nirvana, I don't know, by meditating tirelessly throughout the day and night for weeks and weeks. But then he starts falling asleep. And so what he does is he cuts off his eyelids. Yeah, cuts off his eyelids so that's why he's looking like this. It's because he's cut off his eyelid. So that he doesn't fall asleep and he can continue. And then from his eyelids that have fallen to the floor, yeah, from his eyelids, plants spring out and he makes tea out of it. I don't know what the point of it was, but this is the story I'm going to replace this with. So a cup of tea, right? So tea is something that sort of grabs the essence of a plant into the water and then you're drinking it. So if you think about it, it's kind of like homeopathy. And what tea also does is you sip it, it's very subtle, it kind of attunes your sensitivity. So that is what this is going to be about, attuning your sensitivity. And if you hear somebody speaking in the background, that's my boyfriend. So let me see. What deck shall I use for this? Hermetic, my babe, and this one, because I love this one. Okay, so I will start with, okay, wait a minute. Okay, so I pause the video so that I can just lay it out fast and proceed with the interpretation. So just like how I am changing the stories in all of my Osho cards, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I realize that Osho, not to be disrespectful or anything, but Osho is kind of outdated and not really working in this new energy shift. So yeah, so when I change, when everybody is changing from the old to the new, the reaction to things are different. The stories are different, kind of the same but different. So basically, okay, I'm just gonna put this away. So basically what I'm trying to say is you have changed, you are now different, and guess what? Your sensitivity is not what it used to be. So let's see what we can do for it. So this is the first one. We have lovely orgonite. And then we have petrified wood for group 2. There is solidite for group 3 and beautiful carnelian for group 4. Okay, so we will start with group 1. First card is the Lord of Prudence. 8 of Pentacles. You guys really need to practice. You need a routine. You need, yeah, Lord of Prudence. Snake. Oh, I see. So there is some definite untapped potential here. A lot of creative energy that is aching to come out. But you need to practice. You need to get there. And this is dare. Okay. And it came up upside down. So with the dare card coming upside down and with this, so this one is something that I call my magic creative energy. So it is, when I put it in my crystal grids, I always put it in the place where it symbolizes creative output from learning, absorbing, and then finally creating. So, and this is something that is kind of like the aggregate of everything that you've experienced so far, right? It is the aggregate of all these different little parts of you, these different shades of you. You might have a very defined shape. You might have something that is unique and uniquely stands out about you, but when you look closer, there's always these subtleties. So it's about expressing all of that, all of those subtleties. And I feel like I'll just pick this out because I'll pick another card for this because it looks like some of you are afraid to make the leap, jump, be that fool. You know, it's, yeah. But the cards are really telling you to go for it. And let me just pick a clarifier for that. Because it's so different. This is all about steady practice every day a little bit, and this is dare. Okay, so this is a wilder energy. Oh, and this is nearing the ledge. So for those of you who don't know, my oracle cards actually form a huge abstract painting when put together. And this is what it looks like. Nearing the ledge, and then you dare to go down some weird path. So that's kind of what it's talking about here. So what I'm getting from this is that most of you don't know what it is yet because you haven't gotten there yet. Nearing the ledge is about getting to a point where you finally understand what the big picture is about. You finally understand the next step, and imagine that you're here. Okay, you're here, and you look down and you see this entire place, and you need to get down there and you need to walk in that place. You really need to get in there, but you have to climb down this precarious little slope. And so that's what the daring part is about. And I feel like the only reason this was upside down is because you haven't gotten there yet, you know, to be able to see what it is about. So all I can say is practice. There's a lot of stuff within you, within your experiences, within your history, within your subconscious subconscious alone that needs to express itself in a very profound way. And it's all potential right now. It is all under the radar. You're sort of humming with energy, but you don't have that break free thing yet. So keep practicing. For now, just keep practicing, and the time will come when it'll be just ripe for you to make that leap and really show people what you can do. And that is what I'm getting for you. So in terms of sensitivity, in terms of sensitivity, I'm getting that this might show up in a lot of dreams for you guys. Like you're going to, since the snake is all about untapped potential, uh, it's it's going to want to show up in some way or the other, in terms of dreams, in terms of daydreams, the things you want to create and things like that. And oh, and another thing, in terms of sensitivities, you are very sensitive to everything that happens during the day. Like you can't chill because you feel like you have so much to say and you're not saying it yet, and you know that you're waiting for the right time to say it. And so if you don't have your routine, your own mind can really get you. It can really make you crazy. So in that way, you're sensitive, because yeah, you really want to express, but it's not time yet. And in order to keep your mind busy, keep your hands busy, you need to think of the things you can do. So I'm guessing that it's not just like, suppose you're an artist and you're all about drawing, right? So it's not just drawing every day. You also need to exercise every day, probably dance, spend time watching the moon, stargazing, and stuff like that. You need all these little things to do on a daily basis so that you can keep yourself sane until the time comes for you to finally unleash all this potential. Yep. So that is what it's about. Please take care of your daily routines, because that'll really help you keep your sanity. Okay. So that is done, and now we are heading to number 2. So group number 2 has Ace of Cups, the Lord of the Root of the Waters, of the Power of Water. And we have Spider and Healing. Whoa, okay. Okay, so the Ace of Cups, it looks beautiful. It is this fountain of energy, fountain of healing energy. So you obviously are a healer. You are meant to heal people. You're meant to heal yourself also. You are, although you're this well of beautiful energy that heals other people, remember that this well can run out. So you need to heal yourself too. You need to give yourself time. So look at this, Lord of the Root of the Powers of Water. I feel like this is really the purest water that can come out of you. It is healing, it is soothing, it is calming, it is just like aloe vera or something. Spider. Okay, so it's very important that you connect to the right people and don't just spread your healing energy everywhere. It's I wouldn't say that it's not for everyone, but I would say that you need to understand that there is water seeks its own level. And so if you are someone who's very depleted in terms of like who's very parched, let's say, okay, your water is going to rush into their container, their empty container, and you're going to be running low, aren't you? So you kind of need to limit the time you spend with certain people. Be very conscious of the kind of people that you're connecting with, because look at this, spiders always connected. Yeah. So, and it's not just that, it's also about your network. Make sure that you have a lot of people that are um, helpful to you, that rejuvenate you, not people that you have to smudge away, you know what I mean? And also, one more thing, one more very important thing. So, Petrified Wood is about ancestral connection. And so, more than anything, okay, you need to have like a set of friends that you connect to when you want to feel good again, when you want to just chill out and not be concerned about healing people all the time. And you can just work on yourself, you can just heal yourself, renew your energies. And you need to connect with your ancestors. There will be some way or the other that you can do it. It's probably through your own healing methods that you've probably found out or you're feeling your way through. But ask your ancestors for help, or if not ancestors and you don't feel that it rings true for you, then try getting the help from trees, getting help from plants. So you can work this out however you feel appropriate. Maybe you're into herbal medicine. Maybe you can hug a tree and feel like you've restored yourself. Maybe you have tree friends that way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you need to spend time in nature. You need good friends that have clean energy, that you can just chill with without feeling icky and mucky and low. And keep healing. Keep healing others when you have plenty. Heal yourself when you're running low. Okay? Keep all of that in mind. And remember, you are the Lord or Lady of the root of the powers of water. It's awesome. Okay, so that's done, and now we head to number 3. Number 3 is Solidite. Ooh la la, the Lord of Peace Restored. 2 of Swords. Interesting. I've never seen 2 of Swords mentioned like that before. Buffalo upside down. Leave the nest. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna take a clarifier for this from this deck. But I'm pretty sure what this is about. Yeah. Stray. So interesting. So you've got leave the nest and stray. I really need to ink the words in, but yeah. So you have the Lord of Restored Peace. So I feel like you've been through a lot and you've come a long way, and finally you're like, things are peaceful now, things are great, it's all very smooth sailing, and I want it to stay this way. So that's what I'm getting from you guys. And what that means is that you're not willing to leave the nest. You have made a very comfortable space for yourself because you deserve it. You've been through a lot, and you've been through a lot to even make yourself comfortable at this stage. And you don't want to leave the nest, but time is near. For some of you, time may be now. It may be time to stop being so comfortable, get out of that zone, and start straying. Start just going off on your own, doing whatever you like. It is follow your whims, basically. And this all connects to Solidite. So, Solidite is about communication. So, I think what it's trying to say is you guys really need to say whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter who you think is listening, who is not listening to you. Uh, if you think people are gonna judge you, that's crazy. People are always judging whether you know it or not, so who cares? And the most important thing here is buffalo. Buffalo is the miracle animal. It is all about this lightning energy that suddenly changes a bad situation into a really, 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 really good one. And I feel like it's upside down because you don't think that can happen to you. You are sort of afraid of lightning energy. You don't believe that you can actually harness that. So, in terms of sensitivity, I think I think you're actually not that sensitive anymore. You used to be a person who's very sensitive, hurt very easily, and things like that. But, excuse me, you have gone through a huge change. You have matured in such a way. And I don't think you're that same person anymore that's going to be like, oh, I'm so offended that you thought that way about what I said. I don't think you're going to be that person anymore. Say whatever you want to say. Be free to stray, to do whatever you like, to follow your own rhythm, to leave your comfort zone, basically. Nothing is out to get you. Only good things can happen. You need to have more confidence in yourself, in the changes that are present within you. Alright? So basically, all I'm saying is have faith in yourself. Say whatever you like, speak your mind. I'm sure you have beautiful things to say. Let me just bring this guy up to the camera again. I'm sure you have beautiful things to say. You will not only find something awesome and miraculous happening in your life because of opening up verbally, or whatever, whether it's writing that you want to do, whatever. So you will not only find your own life being changed in a miraculous way, you have the power to do that for someone else. You have the power to say something and make the other person feel like, whoa, that just changed my life. So, you know what I'm saying? You should get to saying your bit. Now, next. Beautiful carnelian. What secrets do you have for me? Lord of Defeat. Interesting. Oyster. Sliver Whisper. Okay, I want to know what this Lord of Defeat is. I have a slight inkling. Okay, actually, I won't pick up any more cards. I know what this is. Lord of Defeat. this is you. And okay, your first thought of this is probably that, oh, that is the story of my life. I have always been defeated so many times. I have never gotten any success in my life till date. You're wrong. Okay, you're the Lord of Defeat. Okay, and think of that in this way, that you have been through enough and more failures that you've come to a point where you can fail again and it won't really phase you anymore. It won't. You know how if you fail enough times, you finally get to success? This is what it's about. And not just that. I feel like all the struggles that you've been through, all the being knocked down a peg or two and things like that, um, always trying to go one way and finding out that, oh, that's a dead end, and then going another way and, oh, that's a dead end, and stuff like that. Now you see all of that as a series of dead ends, but what it really is that you are going past all of that and you're still moving forward. And this is you shut like an oyster, but you have so much to say to the world, to show the world, in fact. And I think you know this also. Sliver Whisper is about a hint of knowing. It's not complete knowing, like you don't know it in your mind that, oh, this is what I am going to do. You kind of have a feel for things. From all of your experience so far, you've developed a feel for things. At this point, you know what works and what doesn't, what is pointless and what will actually give way to something good. So have some confidence in this knowing of yours. Kind of try to listen to it more, try to pay attention, try to follow it. And you've got oyster here, which is about oyster means that you have a pearl inside to share with other people. And right now it's shut and closed, and that's perfectly fine. Time will come when you'll open it and share it with the world. And I think what you have to share is your whatever project it is that you want to do. It will manifest in different ways for different people, but this is something that you'll be extremely passionate about, extremely joyful about. And I think it has to do with sharing your story of defeats with other people in some way or the other. Maybe you're going to make a comic strip out of it. Maybe you're going to write a novel. Maybe you're going to paint stuff that people can really relate to. You know, you might have been kind of alone in your journey, but now you have a purpose. Now you're trying to sort of do things through which other people don't have to feel the same way you did. Kind of being there for other people. And in terms of sensitivities, it is, well, you're still sensitive about failure, I guess. My message might have come a little too early right now, but in time you'll sort of warm up to it and understand what I'm saying. And I feel like there's this need for you to go into isolation, be a hermit, do that for as long as you like, and listen to your intuition. That's extremely important. And excuse me, I wanna take another card. History. I knew this one would come up, but not just history. Okay, I haven't written everything, but this is supposed to be history, present, future. And kind of what I'm getting at with this card is that um, time really is very connected. It's more like a spider's web. And you are going to, like when you get on Facebook and Facebook notifies you of a certain memory that happened like 9 years back, and it makes sense to you, and like you never saw the old you in that way, and things like that, and or you're seeing how far you've come along. And so I feel like you're going through this place where you're really assimilating the past, present, and future, how your life path has been like, and you're kind of analyzing how things will go from there. And things. The more you follow your intuition, the more you will know better. So it's kind of like that with you. So all I have to say is don't lose your passion. Keep that fire burning, and try to look at your past in a more favorable light, and be in hermit mode as long as you like. But remember, one day or the other you'll have to come out, or at least that pearl has to come out. The rest of you can stay under the ocean. That's what you really want. And that's the end. Bye bye. Oh,